The NFL season is almost here, and here are my predictions for the season. But first, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video for the upcoming NFL season, and help me hit my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Starting out in the AFC East, in 4th place, I have the New York Jets. Last season, they went 5-12, and that was with Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, and both of them aren't on the team anymore. They did get Justin Fields, and I think he's a solid quarterback, but I think they need another receiver besides Garrett Wilson, and I do think they will have a good running game, but I don't think they're going to have a great season. Then in 3rd place, the Dolphins. Overall, they have a solid roster, but they did trade away their starting tight end, Jonnu Smith, and it seems like Tyreek Hill could get traded at the trade deadline this year. I'm just not that high on the Dolphins this season. Then in 2nd place, the Patriots. Last season, Drake May looked really good. Then they went out and got Stephon Diggs and Milton Williams. Then they drafted Will Campbell with the 4th pick and got Travion Henderson in the 2nd round. And I think they could be pretty good this season. Then in 1st place, the Bills. Last season, they won 13 games. And they got even better this offseason by bringing in Elijah Moore and Josh Palmer. Both of them are good receivers, and I really think Elijah Moore could have a breakout season with Josh Allen. And then they got Joey Bosa. I think this could be a 14 or 15 win team. Then in the AFC North, in 4th place, the Steelers. Every season with Mike Tomlin as head coach, they've gone at least 500 or better, but I think this is the year it ends. I still think Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback, but I don't really believe in the team around him. DK Metcalf is a great number 1 option for him, but other than that, they don't have any other great receivers. Calvin Austin is a solid receiver. Last year, he had 540 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they still have Roman Wilson that they drafted last season in the 3rd round, but missed his entire rookie season. And they have 2 good tight ends with Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth, but this is a tough division. Then in 3rd place, I have the Bengals. They have the best offense in the NFL with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and they even added Noah Fant, a former 1st round pick tight end, and he consistently gets 500 to 600 yards a season, and he's only 27, so he could be primed to have a breakout season. But they also have one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and they have yet to give Trey Hendrickson his extension, so who knows if he'll even play in games this season. Then in 2nd place, I have the Browns. This one is a bold take, but I really like this Browns team. They are much better than their 3-14 record than last year. And just 2 years ago in 2023, this team won 11 games and made the playoffs. I personally think this is a better roster than that 2023 team. I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns had the best defense in the entire NFL, especially that defensive line, with Myles Garrett, Mason Graham, Malik Collins, Mike Hall, Shelby Harris, Isaiah McGuire, and Alex Wright. And then they still have Denzel Ward and their rookie linebacker Carson Schlesinger, who was the 1st pick of the 2nd round. He's looked amazing in training camp and looked really good in the first preseason game. And with the Browns offense, it's going to be really hard for them to be as bad as they were last season. I expect Joe Flacco to play the first 6 weeks because the defenses they play are really tough. And then probably after that is when Shadur Sanders is going to play. Then in 1st place, the Ravens. The Ravens are just flat out a great team, and they're going to consistently win games for as long as they have Lamar Jackson. And this offseason, they added DeAndre Hopkins, and he is still producing at the age of 33. And last season, between the Titans and the Chiefs, he had 610 yards and 5 touchdowns. And obviously, they still have Derrick Henry, who at 30 years old last year had 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns. Then in the AFC South, in 4th place, the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's going to be fun seeing how Travis Hunter plays this season and how much each side of the ball he plays. But other than Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr., I don't think this team has that much going for them, at least this season. Then in 3rd place, the Titans. With them getting Cam Ward, I think they will be slightly better than last year, but I still don't see them having more than 5 or 6 wins. Personally, I'm not that big of a fan of Cam Ward. I just didn't think he was a number 1 overall pick talent, but that's just my opinion, and I hope he does better than I think. Then in 2nd place, The Texans, I think they're going to decline from last season. The injuries are already starting to pile up, with Joe Mixon having a foot injury already, and CJ Gardner-Johnson with his knee injury. His injury is better than we initially thought. He luckily did not tear his ACL, but he probably will miss a few games this season. And then Tank Dell is going to miss most of the season from his major knee injury from last season. But they did sign Nick Chubb this offseason. I really hope he can have a bounce back season and go back to being a top 3 running back in the NFL like he was a few years ago. And then in first place, the Colts. This team is loaded with weapons on offense. They have 3 good receivers with Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, and Alec Pierce. Then with the 14th pick, they selected Tyler Warren, and even in their first preseason game, he looked really good. Then they obviously still have Jonathan Taylor, and that should make it a lot easier job for whoever is the starting quarterback, either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. But Anthony Richardson did dislocate his pinky finger in the preseason after getting sacked. Then in the AFC West, in 4th place, the Raiders. This team should be very much improved from last season with adding Geno Smith and getting Ashton Genty. And they have 2 good receivers with Brock Bowers, and in his rookie season, he had 1,190 yards, and Jacoby Myers had a great season with over 1,000 yards. But they're just in a really tough division. Then in 3rd place, the Chargers. I think they're going to take a big step back this season. They already lost their starting left tackle, Rashawn Slater, for the entire season, and he's one of the best left tackles in the game. Pro Football Focus has him ranked as the number 2 tackle in the NFL, and that's a major hit to their offense. And then they no longer have Joey Bosa, and Najee Harris is still recovering from his eye injury. Then in 2nd place, the Broncos. Bo Nix is coming off a very good rookie season, and they made the playoffs last season. And then they had a great offseason going out and getting J.K. Dobbins and Evan Ingram, and I think they could have a top 5 defense in the NFL. Then in 1st place, the Chiefs. I think they are going to take a step back from last season after they won 15 games. It's really hard not to when you win that many, but I think they still could be a 12-win team. Then moving over to the NFC, starting in the East, in 4th place, the Cowboys. And if you want to call me a Cowboy hater, I would agree. I just don't think they're that good of a team. Last year they only won 7 games, and they lost their running back in free agency, Rico Dowdle, after having a 1,000-yard season. And to replace him, they went out and got Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. And last season, they combined for 700 yards rushing. So they're not going to have that good of a run game. They did get George Pickens, which I think is a good addition, but I don't know how good their defense is going to be, especially with Michael Parsons holding out. And Jerry Jones already said he doesn't expect them to play week 1. Then in 3rd, the Giants. I think they could be a pretty fun team to watch. I just don't know how many wins they're going to get. They should have a pretty good run game with Tyrone Tracy and Cam Skattebo, and he was a beast in college, and I'm really excited to see how he plays in the NFL. And then Malik Neighbors is really fun to watch as well. Then in 2nd place, the Commanders. I think they're going to take a small step back from last season, but I still think they're going to be around 10-11 wins, which is only 1 to 2 less wins. But overall, I still think they're a great team. Then in 1st place, the Eagles. They're coming off winning the Super Bowl, and I think they just overall have the best roster in the NFL. Then in the NFC North, in 4th place, the Bears. I love this team's roster a lot, but I don't know if they're going to put it all together this season. It's Ben Johnson's first season as a head coach, and Caleb Williams is still developing, and I also think they're going to be pretty exciting to watch. But also, they're in probably the hardest division in the NFL. Then in 3rd place, the Vikings. They still have a huge question mark at quarterback with J.J. McCarthy since he missed his entire rookie season. But I think McCarthy should be good this season. He's got a lot of great pieces around him with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson, but Jordan Addison is suspended for the first 3 games of the regular season. Then in 2nd place, the Lions. I think they're going to take a step back this season as well. They had a really bad offseason, losing both their offensive and defensive coordinators, and then they also lost their starting center to retirement and one of their starting guards in Kevin Zeitler. But overall, I still think they're going to be a good team. They still have Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, and David Montgomery. And then they're getting Aiden Hutchinson back on defense. And then in first place, the Packers. They finally got their number one receiver in Matthew Golden, and he's already looked really good in training camp. And they also have a great running game with Josh Jacobs. So I think the Packers could be one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL this season. Then in the NFC South, in fourth place, the Saints. I think overall they have the worst roster in the NFL. They still don't know who their starting quarterback is going to be for the season. It'll most likely be Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck. But overall, I think the Saints are going to be the worst team in the NFL this season. Then third, the Falcons. They have a solid roster, but Michael Penix is kind of a question mark still. And then in second place, the Panthers. I think they're going to be a very surprising team this year. They could have one of the better running games in the league with Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. Hubbard's coming off a season with 1,195 yards and 10 touchdowns, and Dowdle's coming off a 1,000-yard season, and Bryce Young in the last few regular season games looked really good, and then they got Tetairoa McMillan in this year's draft. Then in first place, the Buccaneers, and they have a very, very dangerous offense with Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, Rashad White. Then at receiver, they have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, and then they drafted Emeka Ibuka in the first round, and I think he's going to have a massive rookie season. And then on defense, they added Hassan Reddick this offseason. Then in the NFC West, in fourth place, the Seahawks. They did get Sam Darnold this offseason, and he's coming off his breakout season where he had 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns to only 12 interceptions, but he no longer has Justin Jefferson, so I think his stats could decline. But Jackson Smith-Njigba last season looked like a true number one receiver, having 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns. Then in third place, the Rams. Matthew Stafford this offseason has yet to practice at all because of a back injury, and when he does get back in the field, he does sit in the pocket a lot and take some massive hits. And already with an injured back, and at the age of 37, I feel like he could get re-injured if he does play. Then in second place, the 49ers. Statistically, they have the easiest strength of schedule this year, but overall their roster is not as great as it was just 2 years ago. I think they could be a good team. I just don't see them being one of the best teams in the league like some people do. Then in first place, the Cardinals. I really like this team with Kyler Murray. Marvin Harrison Jr. put on a bunch of muscle this offseason, and I think he's going to have a massive second year. And then they have Trey McBride and still have a good run game with James Conner. And then they had one of the biggest steals in this year's draft by getting Will Johnson. ESPN had him ranked the number 2 corner in this year's class and the 10th overall prospect, but I believe he fell in the draft because of a knee injury or concerns with a knee injury. But that's a massive addition to their defense. And then in the first round, they added Walter Nolan. Then for the playoffs, in the AFC, number 1, the Bills, number 2, Chiefs, 3, Ravens, 4, Colts, 5, Broncos, 6, Browns, 7, Bengals. Then in the NFC, number 1, Eagles, number 2, Buccaneers, number 3, Packers, 4, Cardinals, 5, 49ers, 6, Lions, and 7, Commanders. So now for the playoff matchups. In the wildcard round, the Chiefs versus Bengals. I have the Bengals winning. Then the Ravens versus Browns. I have the Browns winning. Over the last 4 seasons, the Browns and Ravens are even 4-4 against each other. And overall, the Browns play their division really well. And with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they just haven't been able to prove they can win in the playoffs. Then the Colts versus Broncos. I have the Colts winning. Then the NFC, Buccaneers versus Commanders. Buccaneers. Packers versus Lions. I have the Packers. And then Cardinals versus 49ers. I have the 49ers. Then in the divisional round, the Bills versus Bengals. The Bills. And then the Colts versus Browns. I have the Colts. Then Eagles versus 49ers. The Eagles. And the Buccaneers versus Packers. The Buccaneers. Then in the AFC Championship game, Bills versus Colts. The Bills win. Then the NFC Championship game, Eagles versus Buccaneers. The Buccaneers win. So in the Super Bowl, I have the Bills versus Buccaneers, and I have the Bills winning. Then for the awards, for MVP, Surprisingly, I have Baker Mayfield. With all of his offensive weapons around him, I think he could have a really big season, and I think they're going to have a lot of wins. Then for Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. With Mason Graham on that defensive line with him, they're both going to create a bunch of pressure, and that should help Garrett get even more sacks. Then for Offensive Player of the Year, Jamar Chase. And then for the Rookie of the Years, Offensive Rookie of the Year, I have Emeka Ibuka, and Defensive Rookie of the Year, Mason Graham. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.